Fargo, Boucher on tap for you. And what an apropos song for Boucher. Last time he fought in this cage was September 9th, 2022. But guess who's back? It's Nate from CMBJJ. 0-3 in his professional rank, but he is your former New England Fights amateur flyweight champion.
Yeah, you know, he's 0-3 as a professional, but as an amateur, he was 6-3, so he definitely does have plenty of experience as an amateur.
And he is primed and ready to go. He was sort of not coerced, but he got the bug back after coaching wrestling at Dirigo Junior, middle school and high school level at Dirigo, and he said a lot of those students that he coaches are going to be in attendance here for this one, looking for his first pro victory, but he was coerced basically to show, hey, how can I tell you how to compete when I'm also not competing? So he got the bug back. He started training, also cross-trained at Vision Quest Muay Thai. He said he got his butt kicked a couple of times out in the central part of the state, but he seems primed and ready, and he wants to take down Tim Fargo for his first ever professional victory. One of the nicest guys you can meet, too. Always cordial with his time, too, taking time out of his day here today just to make sure we went over my last little bit of notes, but Nate is looking, and he is the most confident I think I've ever seen him before stepping into a cage here at this matchup for his fourth pro fight, looking for that first victory at this level. And you know the fans are also behind him too. He's always been a fan favorite. But his opponent looking to make sure that celebration here does not go to the man who trains at CMBJJ, but goes to him instead. And that is the form of Tim Fargo, who is a man of few words, but started off his amateur career 7-0, though lost his last 3 fights as an amateur, 2 via split decisions. But this is a man who knows how to win through and through, and that is Tim Fargo. Press conference on Thursday. He didn't really have smack talk. He didn't want to talk. Neither did Nate. They were both very respectful of each other. But Tim Fargo wants to have his words be spoken with his fists and his grappling, and I think he's definitely primed for it, because this is a man who only has 1 finish. Everything else has been decision, but he has the ability to get things done when it matters the most. And if this goes the distance, you have to like Fargo's chances. Calm, cool, Ultimate Athletics. First ever fight for New England Fights. But if this goes the full duration, again, you have to like Fargo's chances. With only 1 finish, 1 KO, he's been victorious going the full distance, so we'll see what he can do here today. But should be a great way to kick off the professional sect of this card. Tim Fargo, Nate Boucher coming up for you here on New England Fights 58 Homeland.
Pro bout of the night in the bantamweight division, fighting in the blue corner. He comes to us representing Central Maine Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a record of 3 losses, fighting out of Romford, Maine. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Nate Backpack Boucher. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He comes to us representing Ultimate Athletics, making his pro debut, fighting out of Syracuse, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Fargo.
Pro debut for Fargo. 4th fight of the professional career for Boucher. This will be fought at the bantamweight 135. weight class.
Round number 1 here in our first professional fight of the night. Got Nate Boucher in the blue, Tim Fargo in the red.
Black trunks for Fargo.
Nate maybe looking for a takedown. Oh, and he gets right up underneath those legs and takes Tim right down to the floor. Tim pops right back up.
Yeah, Fargo was able to position himself so he didn't get that back bump. Was able to turn just enough. Boucher, though, dominated the cage.
Whizzer.
He got right in the middle of it and tried to put the pressure on, making Fargo get his back to the cage early on.
Nate looking for that takedown.
Fans a little pensive here, just waiting in anticipation. Of course, more so in the favor of Boucher, hoping to will him to that victory. Fargo hailing from upstate New York, from Syracuse to be precise. CMBJJ definitely has its roots here in the Coliseum. So many great fights from so many great athletes hailing from that gym, and Boucher, one of those ones, especially in the amateur ranks.
Nice little elbows by Tim to the head of Nate.
And Fargo's got the experience. Talked about it. 7 straight wins before losing his last 3 as an amateur.
Wow.
Decided to make that leap here into the professional ranks, and this is a tough opponent to do it against. A guy who has a ton of experience as an amateur, but also as a pro. Good knee to the mixed midsection there, though. Not as impactful as he was hoping. Little hook here as Boucher trying to take him down. Little sprawl out there, and back to their feet are both guys again. 3 minutes.
Beautiful elbows again, but Nate takes it to the floor, gets the back.
He was almost on it. There's a back there, almost completely off his feet. Now
Watch
Fargo
the guillotine.
almost had it completely, looking like it was going to be a slam for Fargo, and then instead the guillotine was applied, but now in a good position here, looking to get top mount. You can see Fargo, he's definitely very demonstrative in terms of his presence too. Doesn't need to get things done, doesn't need to hurry through. He understands he can win via decision, and that's what been his MO through much of his career.
Looking for a head and arm choke is Tim. I think he might have it here.
Stretching out Boucher.
Looking like he's definitely squeezing. And he taps.
Tim Fargo, sorry, Giuliano.
No, you forgot.
Picking up his pro debut victory and submitting him in the first round. Again, this is a man in his amateur career who had never had a submission victory. He gets to the pro ranks and upends Nate Boucher, who goes to 0-4, and Fargo now 1-0 in his pro career.
Nice little head and arm choke there by Tim.
Again, we've seen some crazy things on this fight card here today. Just walk us through this one again, Giuliano.
Yeah, so we have Tim. He's got the arm and head locked up together. Big, strong squeeze. And we can see Nate tap the back of Tim right there.
Getting crazy. We saw a heel hook submission victory, too. And
yeah, lots of submissions here tonight.
Yeah.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 submissions.
Like you've got your rear naked chokes. Those are pretty common, too.
Yeah.
But we've seen some interesting, more unique submission victories here in this one. And again, what time for a first, but right here today, Tim Fargo getting his first ever submission victory to move to 1-0.
Yeah.
So what a great trip, and it'll probably be a good one back to Syracuse, New York for Mr. Tim Fargo, who beats Nate Boucher.
With 250 in round 1, with a head and arm choke, our winner, Tim Fargo.
I'm here with the winner, Tim Fargo. That was an absolutely incredible performance. You guys had an absolute dogfight. Wrestling, takedowns. You had a beautiful judo takedown yourself. He took you down a few times. You had that judo takedown. You had a wrestling takedown. Talk to us about your game plan coming into this. Did you plan on those takedowns? Did you work on takedowns yourself?
I've always wrestled, so I seen that he was a wrestler too, so I figured just see where it goes from there.
This is your first win professionally. This is your professional debut. You have an impressive 8-3 record as an amateur. You're now 1-0 as a pro. What's next for you?
I don't know, just keep going, see whatever opportunity comes next, I guess.
Awesome job, brother. Did you say something else?
No.
Awesome job, brother. Lewiston, huge round of applause for Tim Fargo.